Welcome back, Mr. Chandrasekhar. You have been a first-time MP. You must have had the opportunity to meet most of the MPs. Are you happy with the way they function in Parliament?
But I've been an entrepreneur, I've been a techie, and I've had occasion to meet some very inspiring people in my life. When I walked into Parliament in 2006, I walked in with the usual trepidation. I mean, you read about politicians. My own view on politicians, whether they're MLAs or MPs, and I've engaged with both of them in Karnataka and in Delhi, is that some of the most learned, experienced people, and I say learned and experienced about the issues and problems of India, are in Parliament. I have learned in the last 5 years more about my country and my people and its problems that I would have ever learned if I had done 10 PhDs or I ever knew anyway before I entered Parliament. So let me just assure you that there are some very, very, very good, well-meaning, sincere, decent, public-minded people in Parliament and in legislatures. So we should not worry about that. But having said that, there are also, like in any profession in India today, there are also rotten apples, there are questionable apples, there are apples that are going to go rotten soon, and so on and so forth. So you can view this cup as half empty or half full, whichever way you want to look at it. Yeah, but it's not completely empty. It is definitely half full. There are some good people there. I'll give you one classic example. During the Anna Hazare debate, one political leader stood up, and I'll tell you his name, Ram Vilas Paswan, stood up and said, this is anti-minority, this bill is anti-minority, and went off on a tangent. Who's Anna Hazare, etc., etc. In his committee, there is no Muslim. And there is a person who entered Parliament with me at the same time as me, so he has become a friend of mine, called Ali Anwar Ansari. He's a JDU MP from Bihar. He stood up and in what you may not like or what we don't like, he viciously shouted Ram Vilas Paswan down, saying in Hindi, this mudda or this issue affects Muslims and Dalits and everybody in this country, and don't make corruption an issue about caste, religion. It is about every Indian. So this man who stood up, for me, represents all of what is right with Indian politics. And the person who tried to make it divisive represents what is wrong with Indian politics. So there is enough of right in politics and there is some wrong as well. But, it is our effort, it should be our effort to make the right prevail over the wrong.
General impression is bad, but now that you have made it very clear, we should know that it is
no, we should distinguish between the good and the bad. There are good. Don't assume that all are bad.
Mr. Chandrasekhar, you have said that as representatives of the people within Parliament, it is the beholden duty of MPs to respond to outpouring of views and concerns voiced by our fellow citizens, but do so responsibly. This is what you have said. Aren't you disillusioned seeing the ways the MPs behave? I'm not talking the good and bad. Yeah. The way the MPs behave in Parliament on particular issues.
Well, I'll tell you, I can't afford to be disillusioned. I'll tell you why. Disillusion is a form of escapism. I can say, this is depressing, this is delusion, then I go sit at home and watch a music video or something. I don't think we have the luxury today, at least I don't, and I don't think a lot of us should give ourselves the luxury of just dismissing it as disillusionment. If there is a problem, we have to find a solution and fix it. Because the Parliament for us is the apex body of democracy. So if there is something wrong with it, we have to intervene and say, look, let's fix it. And if there is a quality of conduct in the Parliament that is disturbing, get to the bottom of why people behave as they do. Now, I have a view on disruptions in Parliament that may not be very popular with your listeners. I actually think, given this whole anti-defection and the fact that debates over the last few years have been sort of one-sided debates where people just listen and don't respond, that sometimes disruption of Parliament becomes inevitable to get the attention of government. And I'll explain to you why. If you look at 2G scam, all of us, even my 10-year-old son knows about the 2G scam.
Absolutely.
If you look at the 2G scam, this matter was debated in Parliament and raised in Parliament since 2007. I have personally intervened in Parliament on 2G scam. Many people have raised this issue. Sitaram Yechury has written letters on it. But there was no response. But if in 2007 the parliament had gotten disrupted on this issue, I can guarantee you the government would have responded. So sometimes disruption of parliament becomes a tool to get the government's attention, because in Hindi there is a Seedhi Ungli, Tedi Ungli thing. Yeah, the Seedhi Ungli route sometimes just doesn't work. A plain debate is like three people sitting in a room and talking, but the man who has the ability to ignore the talk will ignore it. So what may seem to you sometimes as irresponsible behavior may be a political tactic to put pressure on government to respond to a particular situation.
I think it is like blocking a road to a protester.
Exactly.
To make the government.
Yeah, and if you know, during the Anna hunger fast, there were many people trotting out this argument that it is unconstitutional to go on a fast.
Yes.
Correct. So, people who don't like the consequences of being on the other side of a hunger fast will always criticize the hunger fast.
Disruption of parliament sometimes is good.
I think it's inevitable. And it is a consequence of governments not being responsive to debates and opposition.
Mr. Chandrasekhar, again, because you have been, you have seen, because I have not gone into parliament, you are there. Most often, both the houses of parliament witness uproar, leading to adjournments.
Right.
Is it not a drain on the exchequer?
Oh, of course. My own view is that parliament has to function for more days. We are at a record low since independence in terms of number of days that the parliament convenes. Okay, and that is why today bills are passed in a hurry. Debates are done in, sometimes in very important debates, the vice president will tell me you have 5 minutes. Now, in 5 minutes, there's really very little you can do apart from doing a précis on a comprehensive issue. And a précis is not what you go for debate. Then you might as well submit it in writing. So, I think there is a need for parliament to meet at least 200 days a year, 220 days a year. That should become statutory. We must meet more often. I believe that the parliament standing committees, for example, should meet more often, and parliament is televised on television so people know how people behave. Standing committees also should be televised.
Oh,
yes, and I have pushed for that. Unfortunately, both the large national parties oppose it. The left supports it, regional parties support it, but the two national parties oppose it.
It's a good idea to televise that, let people know what they're doing.
Do you know today as a journalist, you are unable to access transcripts of the standing committee deliberations on finance. For example, the Jan Lokpal bill is in front of a standing committee. You, as a citizen, have no clue what the deliberations are. Oh. It is in camera and it's secret. Why should it be in camera and secret?
That's a good thing. I think you must raise
No, I have
I think you must.
No, this is again, somebody asked me recently during the Murdoch hearings is open, why it's not open in India. And I said, look, I have been actively pursuing this since 2007. And they said, no, you should continue to do it. I said, no, I will not do it. The media has an interest in doing this. Who has the most interest in making sure the hearings are? The media and the people who can read it. So I said, if the media doesn't step up to the plate, if one MP or two MPs sitting there and asking for it 4 times a day, it will not make any great impact.
So media has a role.
Yeah, they have a role. Of course they have.